Hi everybody, or welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today I am super excited for two reasons. The first one, we are here with day 3 of our Hunkydory Goody Box craft challenge, and it's also my birthday. And my birthday is in my actual personal birthday, not the business birthday. So I'm super excited. I am not at work today on the day job. And I thought, you know what? There's nothing I would rather be doing than crafting away. So I thought I'd get day 3 of the craft challenge done. If you're new here and you're not sure what I'm talking about, last week I opened up 4 of these beautiful goodie boxes that I picked up from Hunkydory Crafts. I think they still have a few left, but there isn't a huge amount out there. They are £30 each. There is at least £80 worth of products in all of these. I opened 4 of them. The craft hauls are on my channel, and I was challenged by Shelley to make 3 cards per goodie box, 1 box per video. Try to use each item once. So far I haven't been able to, because there's just so much in these that to be able to use everything on just 3 cards I found really difficult. But I'm definitely trying to use different things in here. I can only use each item once, so if I use a craft kit for one of the cards, I then put that away so I don't use it for any more. And I'm really enjoying this. So we're on box 3. I can't remember what was in this box, to be honest. So there was the pegs, Say It With Style pocketbook, some of the high-tech adhesive. We've got a paper pad. Ooh, this one has the Spring Occasions collection, so I'm definitely going to be using that today. Got to make a card out the spring collection, so that's an easy one. And then I had a bunch of toppers as well. Throw that box away, because once I've used them today, everything is going onto my shelves. I am adding basics, so I'm adding things like my card blanks, adhesives. I've even added like a couple of gems and things on some of the other ones, just to sort of make these a little bit fancier. Just having a look at what I could make. So I'm definitely going to do a spring card using this. So in this box I had the card blanks for the spring sensation, and I also had the actual topper selection as well. So that'll use those 2 items with ease. And then I also got all of these. I think I might do a card with this rainbow of flowers, and I might use a piece of this shimmer card in the rose pink. They're similar sort of pink, so I might do that. So that would then use those 2. So we've got 4 items already, and then we have all of this. Now I have been asked how I would incorporate these mini craft pegs, and I have got an idea to show you, but I don't think it would match any of the things that I've got in this particular box. So I might put those to one side and do a separate video on them, because I've had little pegs before and I've made a couple of cards out of them before I was on YouTube. They're really old cards and I don't have them because they sold really quickly. But I can definitely replicate those cards, so I think I'm going to do a video potentially just on the mini pegs. So I might pop those to one side. Do you know, I haven't had a go at the decoupage in a long time, so I might use the decoupage. This is a beautiful decoupage set. Yeah, I think I might make a decoupage card out of that one. But let's move those bits to one side, and we'll get started with this Spring Sensations, the Elegance kit. So I did go into detail with all of these on the actual unboxing. So if you want to take a closer look at these, head over to my channel. In the craft hauls playlist, you'll find the goodie boxes. This is goodie box number 3 if you're looking specifically for this one. So we have got a little front sheet, and we have the back sheet, and we have a little bit of inspiration on here as well. but not everything that's on here will be in this kit, if I'm honest. We don't have any of the background sheets. We literally just have the decoupage pieces, the like die cut topper pieces, which is absolutely fine. I think that's a pretty card there. That's a very pretty card. See, I don't have the matching card stock. But I could definitely replicate that one. There's the cream bunnies. And then they used a cream... They used the cream zigzag looks on that one. And then they used pink hearts. So, I don't think I've got any pink hearts, have I? They've popped some pink hearts on theirs that I just don't seem to have. So the pink hearts must have come from somewhere else. Because there definitely isn't any pink hearts in this. Which is fine. That's the Somebody Loves You sentiment. Maybe if we pop some of these flowers on instead. Or maybe an Easter egg. Let's get some of these out. There's the Easter eggs. There's the flowers. Wish we had the hearts. I'd love to be able to totally replicate that card, but I don't seem to have that in this, so. Let's pop these back in here. That to one side for now. I'll get that out later when I shove all these back in. Then we get one of the clean card blanks from in here. There we go. So that uses one of the card blanks out of the card blank section, and some of the die cut toppers from the die cut topper pack. So let's take a look at what we want to use. So I say I haven't got hearts, but these are, we can make this into like a, I suppose if we went for the florals, it could be more of a just a spring inspired one, couldn't it? So I like this one in the middle. Yeah, can't get it out. Okay, we'll go for this one here. Let's fold our card blank so we know what we're working with. So I might pop the pink floral there. Floral down here. They're not as big as those hearts. I'm going to pop that to there because I do still want some of those. Might not use that one, so I'll pop that on there. Might actually go for the Hello Spring sentiment instead. That could sit there. So I'll pop that on there. I only need one of these. One of these will be big enough, so push these out. Give this the end a bit of a snip, because you have to snip the ribbon strips out. There we go. And then I might not go for as many bunnies this time because I don't have the big kit, so I might have that going that way with a flower there. Cut that in half and have that going the other direction, at which point I might stand a bunny that side and put that right across here, flower on the end there. I might go for a sat down bunny just there, then I might just dot a couple of little flowers around there. So just going to give all of these a little bit of a clean up. I always clean up the little notches, and where it hasn't quite cut through, look, and it's just pulled some of that around. Just cut around it. There we go. It's gone. It's like it never existed. That's that one. There isn't actually as many notches on these pink ones. Look, that one especially has come out really nicely. I only had 2. That's that nicely trimmed. And then this one's going to need a little bit more trim up. This one was quite well stuck in, I think. What's that one? To be fair, the underneath's pretty good. It was just that on the top. Of all the little bits before they get stuck to everything. I'm just going to roughly measure this, so it's 7 1/4. So to do half, we're going to do just over 3.5 inches. There we go. So they are roughly the same size. That's not a bad cut at all. So bring back my card blank, and I think I'm going to have a top fold card for this one. So these are going to stick on like so. Flower that I might put up on decoupage, I'm not sure, but my bunny is definitely going onto decoupage. Then we have that I may trim back down a little bit more. And I have the pink flower. We're going to have the little golden bunny. Bring that down a little bit. No. We're going to have the Hello Spring sentiment. Then I might pop a couple of extra little pink flowers there. I'm not sure. So I'm going to turn all of these bits and pieces over. The bunnies and the sentiment I'm definitely going to decoupage up. These I'm definitely going to stick flat onto my card. I'm not sure about them. I may do different size decoupage. I could do that, couldn't I, guys? Because I could use this for my flowers. That's a thin decoupage. And then I could use a thicker one for the rest of it. have I got in here? What's that one? That one's ever so slightly thicker. I might go for that one. Go for this one. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get my wet glue first. We'll get these squiggles glued down. And we've got that one. Can go there. Then this one can go there on the top. And then usually I'd use a notebook on this, but I know I've left my notebook downstairs, so I put my diary on it. It'll do the same job. Now while that's just sitting and making sure it's attached, we'll get these all taped up with the 3D tape. So use this one on my flowers. This is a thinner foam tape. Just got to strip off. Go. That's those. And then this is just a little bit puffier, it's just a little bit thicker. So it'll just lift these up a little bit higher. This one. I'm going to use this one for the sentiment as well. There we go. And now it's just a case of putting it together. So that should have weighed those down just a little bit, just for now anyway. Take off this double side, this backing. Now I know for this top one I need to try and get this as far across here as I can. Put that on there. That should give us enough space to put this sitting down bunny. There we go. It's not a huge difference, but that bunny, and I don't know if you can see, does just sit ever so slightly higher than the flower does. And this one can be popped down. Still going to stick it over a little bit, like so. Nope, that's my sentiment. Nearly stuck the wrong thing down then. Two, three. That one is then going to fit nicely there. It moved. Eek. Twisted just as I was sticking him down. It's okay. We've rectified that one. And then Hello Spring. I was going to put that there, but I don't know whether I put that in the middle now actually. There we go. I quite like that. It's just a nice simple spring card. It's actually really nice having the card bases and the elements because you can match them. And that was a really quick and simple card to make. I did think about adding some extra flowers, but I think I'm going to leave it as that for now. I can always add some more later if I think I need them. So that is the first two things out of my goodie box that I've now used. So I'll pop these back in the pack so I know where they are, especially with these being die cut elements. If you don't pop these back in some form of bag, you will end up losing the pieces. So let's pop those in there. They'll go back in. There we go. So then the next one I'm going to grab is this rainbow of flowers, and we're also going to add some of this shimmer card in the rose pink because I think that will go really nicely. And I'm just going to move these bits that I'm not using because my heaters come on and I don't want them to be ruined, so move those there. So let's open this. This is the Blush Blooms Luxury Topper Set. So when you get the topper sets, you tend to find that they have one sheet of toppers and they have 2 sheets of matching cardstock. I don't know what to use here, guys. I really like this. I think that is a beautiful topper, but I think that would actually be beautiful as a shaker card. And I'm not going to make a shaker card today. So I think I might use the matching image, but that is just an image on its own. So I'm going to use that topper. I'm going to use Have a Beautiful Birthday, since it's my birthday today. We'll pop that one on there as well. Then, yeah, we'll use that. We'll get that cardstock out as well to go with it. And then I am going to put some of the shimmer card rose pink on this one as well. I've not actually used any of the Hunkydory Diamond Sparkles cards, like the shimmer cardstock. So it will actually be really nice to see what this is actually like. It doesn't appear to be thick. 200 GSM. So let's see what this is like. Oh, it feels nice. It does have that nice feel. It's definitely the no shed. There's nothing coming off that. That's pretty. I like that. I do like glitter cardstock. I do sometimes use it a little bit. I've got some that I picked up from Amazon. Some like, I think pretty much unbranded, but it does the job perfectly. So I think if we have that instead of the mirror card, and then we have a piece of that, followed by our little toppers. What do we say, guys? Maybe a C6? A6? Yeah, I think that would be pretty. very pretty. So I'm going to fold my card base in half. Move my toppers out the way for a minute. I'm going to bring in my cutting guillotine, which is my favourite. Right, first things first, measure my card blanks. If you're making your own card blanks, then you know that they're going to be the right size and what size they are before you start. But because I use pre-made ones, sometimes they're not always the size they say they are. So this is just over 4 by just over 5 3/4. So I'm going to come in with this at 3 3/4, 5 1/2. That will give us our nice base layer. Then we're going to come in at 3 1/2. And at 5 1/4. There we go. Move this out of the way. So this should now give us, oh yeah, I do like that sparkle card on the back of there. Some really nice, pretty layers. Might sit that to the bottom actually. And that one to the top. I might even stick it to the side. There we go. That way? No. I think I prefer it that way. Let's give this a trim. Perfect. So I'm going to attach these base layers with wet glue, and then I'm going to use some decoupage foam tape on those. Though I'm using this, my ATG tapes have come in, so I've actually got my ATG tape I could have used instead. Oh well. Too late. Just going to take some of that off that edge there. Touch that. There we go. So that's the beautiful glitter layer. I think that's a stunning colour. It feels really nice as well. Really happy with that. I think I'd definitely look at those again. I'm not sure what prices are like for it, but it's very pretty. Make sure this is on the right way. There we go. And then same as before, because we're using the wet glue, I'm just going to grab that, chuck that on there while I get these taped up. So I think I'm going to go similar to last time where I'm going to use the different sizes of decoupage tape. So I'm going to use a slightly thicker decoupage for my little sentiment, and then the thinner one for my bigger topper. Oh, there's a plane flying past. Apologies for the noise. There we go. So that is now those done. So I'm going to put this topper on first. And I'm going to put this towards the bottom to cover up some of that blank white space. Make sure it's where I'm happy. There we go. Then my sentiment I'm going to pop just there. There we go, that's the second card. Really quick and easy. So we're up to 2 cards out of that one. I'm going to do one more and I'm going to do the decoupage card. Now, for anybody who has been watching my channel for a while, you know how much I love my decoupage. I've managed to get all but one of their decoupage kits. And I can't get the last one because they don't sell it anymore. There was just one that I missed out on. Yes, I'm gutted, but I can't find it anywhere. So I'll have to live without it. Not that I really need them, but they're just so pretty. So pretty. So this is the decoupage kit. Now with the decoupage ones, and this is the single decoupage sets, what you are going to get in here is the sheet of decoupage, the topper with a sentiment and a couple of ribbon strips in this one, and then you're going to get a sheet of A4 cardstock that matches. Now I absolutely believe that you could use this as a topper on itself, nothing else, and use these and have that as like a secondary base layer, so that, because really on this all you're missing out is this little bit of leafy green that I think you absolutely could without really missing it. And then you could use these layers just on this one, or you could put some of those layers on that instead, I guess. Which I think I might actually do for this card, you know, because then I'm going to stretch this and make 2 cards instead of only making 1. I also very much believe that you could cut that out and have that as a 3rd topper, so you could get 3 toppers out of here, because this one here especially is so large that you could put that onto a card blank with just any like green backing cardstock, green glitter cardstock, anything you want, and that is such a pretty image. You don't really need anything else. I also think that even with this one, like, you could absolutely get away with just adding a bit of green glitter on the back of this, because your focus is going to be drawn to this 3D decoupage topper, and then that would then leave this for you to be able to say fussy cut round that, or even square cut round that, and then have this as the background to the card that you're going to use for that. So I think I am actually going to pop these 2 back in the packet, because that to me is 2 separate cards. And then I'm going to make this up, and I do actually have some green glitter cardstock that I may just use as the background to this, because we've also got this secondary topper, the secondary sentiment here, that I can also use to have with this one. So that's what I'm going to do. That's how, to me, you can make this stretch, and it's all about getting value for money. And yes, you could make this make you 1 single card, and it is still going to be beautiful and stunning and really good value. But if you can make 3 cards out of this kit, why wouldn't you? That's all I have to say, is why wouldn't you? So I'm going to pull out all of these. These are all die cut, which I love. And what you'll find, especially if you're maybe new to card making, or certainly new to decoupage, is that each layer has less on it. And the idea is that it builds up the depth and the dimension of the areas that would naturally be more 3D. Now the only thing I will say is that these don't always have the numbers on, so you do have to kind of work it out a little bit. So I know that that goes on that, that goes on that, that goes on that, that goes on that. Then, so here, so that's the face. That's like the nose and eyes section. And that is just the nose. So that goes on that, goes on that, which goes on that, which goes on that. Then we have the other paw. And that bit goes on top. Then we have, oh, I can pop it out. That is that butterfly. And this one is this butterfly. Now we do have some of these leaves that are also been sent in for decoupage, but because I'm not using the base layer, I'm just going to put those back in the packet, and I can always add them onto that if I want to. So this is the easiest way I find to make sure that I've got all my layers right, is I can pop them all out, make sure that they're in a line, and then I work my way backwards. You do what is right for you. I'm going to get my foam tape. I've really took to using this one because it's not quite so deep, and we just start sticking. So start wherever you want, if I'm honest. So you can work that way, or you can work that way. You do, however, need to make sure that they are done in the right order, whichever way you go. Try and do this fairly quickly because decoupage can take a while. What I tend to do normally is if I'm having a quiet night, if it's a night that my partner's at work, my little boy's not with me because he's stopping at grandparents, then I will put this together. Like, I'll sit in front of the telly sometimes and do this. Gives me something to do. On there like so. Some of them can be quite intricate. Not so much these decoupage. These are really good. So this sit on there like so. And this sits on there. So that's how we're looking so far. Does take a bit of patience, especially trying to get them lined up as best as you can. But it is all worth it in the end. There, no, too big. Too big. That will go on there. That goes on there. So hopefully you can see how they're starting to build up, how those layers draw you into where it would naturally be more raised. Definitely too big. Onto there. Onto there. Just going to trim that bit there. It's just where it's pulled out from where it came from the sheet. Right. Need a long this strip to go straight down that tree bit. But I'm going to just start it up there. Look. Put it down. There, I think. Try and line this up. There we go. And then this last one. There we go. These always take a while. That's why I normally do them at night. I think it's taking me nearly as long to do that decoupage as it did to make the other two cards completely. But it's good to show the process. I know there's people out there that may never have seen decoupage before. Personally, I love it. It takes a long time, but I love the way the cards look when they've been made with decoupage. So let's line up this final one. And there's our topper. Just look at that. The thing to be mindful of is that dependent on how thick your foam tape is, depends how thick your decoupage piece is. This is quite thin tape. I can't remember how thick it is. It's some that I picked up from Amazon. It's lasting me ages. I absolutely love it. I've got loads left on there, but it's not very deep. If this was done even just by using the other roll that I had, this one, that's just ever so slightly deeper, it would seriously change how thick that is. So you have to be wary, especially if you're planning on posting your cards, because it can quite quickly make them like a large letter, thick letter. So yeah, just be wary. There are lots of things that you can do with them. So even just sticking them down flat on there will give depth, because naturally some of the places are going to be a single piece of card, and then other bits are going to be 2, 3, 4 slight bit pieces thin. So even just standard gluing them will make it thicker than having just a standard topper. Then you've got your foam tape like I've used, and I'm not sure if this exists for definite now. It used to, but you used to be able to buy silicone glue. I don't know if I've got one or not. I did have one at one point. Now I haven't used it on my channel. Let's see if it's in my old adhesives bit. I do. Here we go. Right, this is really old. I don't even know. It still feels soft actually. It might. I don't even know if I've ever opened it. This is a really old one. So this is still sealed. So this will work absolutely fine. I don't know if it still exists. So you'd have to have a look. But it's essentially clear silicone glue. Permanent, waterproof and airtight, won't shrink, crack or dry out, and you could use this for them. It's 3D permanent adhesive, and you would put this in between each of those layers instead. Some of the pros, so because it's a glue and not a foam, if you slightly put it down in the wrong place, you could still move your topper piece. You could put this in as thick or as thin as you wanted. So, you know, you can make your topper as thick or as thin as you wanted. Some of the downsides, this can be quite heavy. It's heavier than the foam strips, so it would add extra weight to your card. And you've got the drying time. Like, as with any glue adhesive, you've got drying time, whereas with the foam pads, if you're looking for a quick way of putting the cards together, the foam pads or tape or whatever work perfectly for that, because there's no drying time. So yeah, just to be mindful. And as I say, I don't even know if that still exists. I've had that years. I dread to think how long I've had that. I've gone through so many tubes of it. It's unbelievable. Right, so I've just got some green glitter that I think that topper will work beautifully on. Lot. Sending hugs. Might do this on a 5x7. I haven't got many left actually. I looked at all of some of these. I think 5x7 will work perfectly. So let's fold this in half. I bring back my cutter. I must admit, I am going to measure this, but if I remember rightly, the 5x7s are about the only one that is actually the size it says it is, if I remember rightly. Yep, that's 7. And yeah, that's 5. So I'll cut this 4 3/4. I like that 1/4 of an inch. Gives me like an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around in theory. So it is a preference. So that's my glitter topper, my glitter cardstock, sorry. I'm going to use my ATG for this. I even got my ATG out because I've literally just today changed the tape. I feel a bit out of practice with this, if I'm honest. Sometimes it goes over the edge. If you just curl it over, and you can just rub any sticky residue away. There we go. I'll bring back my cardstock. It is going to be like a standard side fold, but I find it easier to put my layers on like this. That'll be right. Okay. So that's our gorgeous glitter green. Let me just give that a rub. It's just where I overrun with the ATG, I don't want it on the back. Then we're going to pop our lovely topper. I'm going to wet glue this down. Might go down there actually. Just like so. And then we've got the sentiment. Sending hugs. And there we go. That's our third and final card complete. So, what 3 cards have we made out of this box? We have made this gorgeous decoupage sloth card, and I've still got enough there for at least 1 more card. I'm going to make that stretch to 2 to make your 3 cards out of that 1 set alone. Then we have this beautiful little C6 birthday card. I think that's so pretty. That is using the rainbow flowers, and the shimmer card that we had, and then using the 2 packs for the spring collection. We've also made this beautiful Hello Spring card. I think they're beautiful. That's just 3 possible things that you can make out of these kits. If you've picked up the goodie boxes, let me know what you've been making. Hopefully this inspires you. Maybe you've got these same kits or similar kits, and this gives you a really good idea of what you can make out of your kits. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Tomorrow we will be loading box number 4, our 4th and final one from the goodie boxes. But my craft room is absolutely bursting at the seams. I have got so much stuff I need to make in here now that I really need to get making. The craft supply hauls do better for me, view-wise and things. But I definitely need to get some more making done, so be prepared to see a lot more of the crafting videos as well. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm certainly going to try food too for my birthday, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week as well. Bye for now.